Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something that many of us grapple with, a silent struggle that often plays out only in the theater of our own minds. It's the constant hum of worry, the endless analysis, the spinning thoughts that seem to have no beginning and no end. We're talking about overthinking, and if you've ever felt like your brain is a busy highway with too much traffic, unable to find an exit, then this conversation is especially for you. Have you ever tried to make a simple decision, say, what to eat for dinner, and suddenly found yourself lost in a maze of possibilities and potential consequences? Should I cook? What if it's not good? Should I order in? Which restaurant? What if it's unhealthy? What if I choose wrong? What begins as a straightforward choice quickly spirals into an exhausting mental debate. This feeling of being stuck, paralyzed by too many thoughts, too many what ifs, is incredibly common. It's like being trapped in quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you seem to sink. You're left feeling drained, anxious, and often, no closer to a solution than when you started. It truly feels like our own minds, meant to help us, sometimes become our biggest obstacle, keeping us from taking action and truly enjoying our daily lives. Let's really dive into some everyday situations where this overthinking shows up, and I bet you'll recognize a few. Think about making decisions. Not just dinner, but bigger ones. Maybe you're deciding on a new job offer. It sounds exciting, a chance for something new. But then, the thoughts start. Is this the right company? What if I don't like my new colleagues? What if the commute is too long? What if I make less money in the long run? What if I regret leaving my old job, even though I'm unhappy there? You spend days, weeks, going over every single detail, trying to predict every possible future. You ask for advice from everyone you know, you make lists of pros and cons that stretch for pages. The deadline for the offer comes closer, and you're still agonizing, unable to give a clear yes or no. The opportunity might even pass by because you simply couldn't make up your mind. This endless weighing of options is a classic sign of overthinking. Then there's the future. Oh, how our minds love to jump ahead, creating elaborate stories about what might happen. You might have an important presentation coming up at work next month. Instead of preparing for it, your mind starts building scenarios. What if I forget my words? What if people laugh at me? What if my boss thinks I'm not good enough? What if this presentation determines my entire career? These worries can start weeks in advance, making you anxious and stressed long before the actual event. You live through all these imagined negative outcomes, feeling all the bad emotions, even though the event hasn't even happened yet, and probably won't turn out anywhere near as bad as your mind predicts. This constant future worrying robs you of your peace and energy in the present moment. And who hasn't been guilty of replaying past mistakes? You say something a bit awkward in a conversation, or you make a small error at work. For most people, it might be a passing thought. But for the overthinker, it becomes an endless loop. Your mind plays the scene over and over again, like a broken record. Why did I say that? I sound so stupid. Everyone must be judging me. I should have said this instead. I should have done that differently. You pick apart every word, every gesture, torturing yourself with self-criticism. This constant dwelling on the past, on things you cannot change, prevents you from learning, from forgiving yourself, and from moving forward. It drains your mental energy and keeps you stuck in regret, sometimes for days, weeks, or even months after the event. So, why do we fall into this trap? What are the deeper reasons behind this endless mental chatter? One of the most powerful causes is fear. Our brains are wired for survival. Historically, being aware of dangers and analyzing potential threats kept our ancestors safe. Today, that same protective mechanism can go into overdrive. We fear making the wrong choice, we fear failure, we fear looking foolish, we fear rejection, we fear the unknown. Our minds try to protect us by analyzing every tiny detail, trying to predict every possible negative outcome. It's like our inner alarm system is constantly blaring, even when there's no real fire. This fear of uncertainty, this desperate need for control, drives us to seek absolute clarity and guarantees in a world that offers very few. But this desire to prevent all possible harm ironically causes us more stress and anxiety than the actual harm might. Another significant reason is a lack of clarity in our lives. Sometimes, we overthink because the path forward simply isn't clear. We haven't defined our goals, we don't know our true values, or we're unsure of what we truly want. When there's no clear direction, our minds feel compelled to fill that void with speculation and worry. It's like trying to navigate a dense fog without a map. Every step feels uncertain, every turn might be wrong. This lack of a clear internal compass can make every decision feel monumental and every step forward fraught with peril. When our purpose is hazy, our thoughts become scattered, chasing every tangent instead of focusing on a purposeful direction. And in our modern world, we face what some call the paradox of choice: too many options. Think about how many products are in a supermarket, how many careers you could potentially pursue, how many ways there are to spend your free time. While having choices is good, an overwhelming number of options can be paralyzing. Our overthinking brain feels responsible for evaluating every single one, comparing them meticulously to find the best choice. This fear of missing out on a better option, or making a suboptimal choice, can be so strong that we end up making no choice at all. We spend so much time searching for the perfect solution that we never actually start, never move, never decide. This abundance, instead of liberating us, can ironically trap us in a cycle of indecision and worry. But here's the incredibly important message, my friend: understanding why you overthink is the very first and most powerful step toward changing it. You are not stuck with this pattern forever. You have the power to quiet that noisy mind, to step out of the mental loop, and to reclaim your peace and your ability to act. It's about learning new ways to manage your thoughts, to trust yourself, and to approach life with more calm and clarity. Let's talk about solutions, about practical steps you can take to manage overthinking and find more freedom in your daily life. The first and most crucial antidote to overthinking is to start small, and take action. When your mind is racing, trying to solve every problem at once, it feels impossible to do anything. So, don't try to solve everything. Just pick one tiny, almost ridiculously small step you can take right now. If you're overthinking a big project, don't think about the whole project. Just think about sending one email, or writing one sentence, or making one phone call related to it. If you're overthinking going to the gym, don't think about the whole workout. Just think about putting on your gym shoes. The goal here is to create momentum. Action breaks the spell of paralysis. It shifts your focus from endless analysis to actual doing. You don't need to see the entire staircase, just focus on taking the very next step. Often, clarity doesn't come from more thinking, but from doing. As you take small actions, you gather new information, you gain confidence, and the path ahead slowly starts to reveal itself. Second, learn to simplify your thinking. Our minds love to complicate things. When you're faced with a decision or a problem, try to simplify it. What are the absolute most important things here? What is the simplest, most direct path forward? Sometimes, we create extra layers of complexity that aren't really necessary. A great technique is to set a time limit for your thinking. For example, tell yourself, I will think about this for 15 minutes, and then I will make a decision, even if it's not perfect. This stops your mind from endlessly churning. Practice making quick decisions on small things, what to wear, what to eat for lunch. This builds your decision-making muscle. Also, try writing down your thoughts. When all those swirling worries and ideas are out of your head and on paper, they often seem less overwhelming, less scary. You can then look at them more objectively, decide what's truly important, and what you can let go of. This process helps to declutter your mental space and bring a sense of order to the chaos. And crucially, learn to focus on the present moment. Overthinking thrives when our minds are stuck in the past, replaying mistakes, or racing into the future, predicting problems. The present moment is the only one where you truly have power. Bringing your attention back to the here and now can be incredibly calming and powerful. Simple mindfulness practices can help immensely. Take a deep breath in, feel the air filling your lungs, and slowly breathe out. Notice the sensations in your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Listen to the sounds around you. Look at 5 things you can see, name them. Notice 4 things you can hear. Feel 3 things. Smell 2 things. And taste 1 thing. This simple, 5-4-3-2-1 exercise helps to ground you in your senses, pulling your mind away from abstract worries and into concrete reality. When your mind drifts to worries, gently, without judgment, guide it back to the present moment. The present is where action can be taken, where peace resides, and where life is actually lived. Another powerful tip is to create clear boundaries for your worry. You can set aside a specific worry time each day, maybe 15 minutes in the late afternoon. If a worry comes up at any other time, acknowledge it, tell yourself, I'll think about this during my worry time, and then let it go for now. When worry time comes, you can focus on those thoughts. Often, by the time worry time arrives, many of those concerns have already faded or don't seem as urgent. This trains your brain that there's a specific time and place for worrying, allowing you to be more present and productive outside of that time. My friend, the journey to overcome overthinking is a journey of self-awareness and practice. It's about recognizing when your mind is trapped, and gently, but firmly, guiding it back to action, to simplicity, and to the present. It's not about stopping thinking completely, thinking is essential. But about learning to think productively, not just endlessly. It's about trusting yourself more, trusting the process of life, and understanding that imperfect action is always better than perfect inaction. You are capable of so much more than your overthinking mind tells you. Take that first small step, simplify your mental landscape, and reclaim the peace and joy that are waiting for you in the present moment. If this conversation resonated with you, if it offered even a glimmer of hope or a practical tool you can use, please consider subscribing to the channel. Join our community as we explore more topics about improving your English and, more importantly, improving your life. Hit that like button too, it genuinely helps this message reach more people who might be struggling with overthinking. And I would love, truly love, to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What are your biggest struggles with overthinking? What small steps have you found helpful? Let's share our experiences and support each other on this journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.